Hey guys, it's Kirsten. So this picture was just submit. Oh, I'm actually on the wrong one. How do you edit boogers? So I'm gonna just chip away at it, and hopefully y'all can follow along. Uh, maybe there's a quicker, easier way, but this is what I'm gonna do. My brain is mush this week, um, but here we go. So the Band-Aid tool, the spot healing brush that has the little Band-Aid with a handle, the Band-Aid purse, spot healing. So I just got the scratch that was on his cheek. Um, so I'm just going to kind of come through and get any, weird speckle of light that's kind of annoying me. So I'm just going to slowly kind of chip away at it, I guess, with the spot healing. In the future, I always, I kind of like try to like make light of it by saying like, hey mom, snot rocket those boogers or something. Or, just say something like, I don't want to be photoshopping that for 7 hours. Um, just kind of make a joke about it so mom can kind of get in there and flick those boogers out. So you can see we're doing a lot um, just with the spot healing. This is like holy boogers here. And there's Wilson ringing the potty bell. Ah, Wilson. This is a nice chunk of boogers over here. Holy. Okay, so this might be good enough with the Band-Aid tool. Okay, now I probably should have done that on a duplicate layer, but that's all right. We'll duplicate it now. So Control J. That way if you screw up, you can always delete that layer. Okay, so I'm going to try now the patch tool. Um, there's kind of a discoloration here, probably from cloning or whatever. But let's pull it down, and then you can always go, no, I don't like that, so I'm gonna delete that. I'm gonna do Control J again. I think I got too much of the lining of the nostril, so let's kind of go back. Just highlight the yucky and drag it somewhere that'll be a little cleaner. Okay. That looks good. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and commit to that, flatten that. I'm going to do Control J again. I'm going to get the clone stamp. I'm not really sure this dark line right here. I'm going to I'm going to put the opacity, if you look up here, to 30%. I'm going to click underneath it. Just going to have to get in there. Sample some of the good part. Okay, let me do, oh yeah, that looks much better. Okay, so this nose, I'm going to just do a little bit of cloning. So I'm holding down the Alt to sample a color, and then I'm like click, click, Alt, click, click. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Keep in mind we're zoomed up here, pretty close. So I'm going to go ahead and flatten that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the lasso up here, and I'm going to lasso around the good nostril. Then inside the marching ants, you're going to right click and do layer via copy. Then you're going to go to edit, transform, flip horizontal. Then you're going to get the move tool up in the upper left hand corner. And you're going to go over to your layers panel here and lower the opacity so you can kind of see where you're lined up here. Let's double click. Let's put that at 100. Okay, that looks like it might be good. Let me see how close I can actually get it. Ooh. All right, so let's lower the opacity again. All right, I think that might be good. So the layer mask right here, here's a little trick that I never use. So the layer mask right down here, what you're going to want to do is hold the Alt key, click on the layer mask, and that makes a layer mask where what we just circled was hidden. Okay, so it's a black layer mask, so we're going to want a white brush. And what we're going to do, so now we're painting this nostril into this nostril, right? So again, I'm going to keep the opacity up here at 30% so we can kind of slowly that looks pretty good. Now let's back out so we can actually I'm going to try to just lower the opacity a smidge, just like 80. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and flatten that. I'm going to go to filter and liquify. And I'm reaching at this point. I would have stopped a long time ago. But see how there's more skin here than here? So I'm going to get the freeze mask tool, which is the 5th up from the bottom. Use the bracket key to make it smaller. But I'm going to freeze the outer nostril so it doesn't move. Then I'm going to get the forward warp tool, the top, tippity top one. I'm just going to kind of make this a little smaller. And besides, nobody's nostrils are like completely symmetrical anyway. So I'm just going to push that in a little smidge. Maybe move the shadow up just a little bit. Now you can take the thaw tool and just erase what we did. Now you can either click on the P or the preview down here and just kind of see, I feel like it just makes his nose look a little bit more symmetrical, which I just said didn't matter. Whatever. So yeah, that's what I would do. That, to me, that looks totally awesome. His skin looks a little blue under here. So I have an action that I made in a different tutorial somewhere down there. But what you can do is hit a curves adjustment layer, and let's get the green out a smidge. Bring the green down and bring the blue down. I mean, we're talking just like a little millimeter. And then put it on the RGB. We're going to just brighten a smidge. Now again, we're going to click on the layer mask and do Control or Command I inverses it. So now it's hidden. So let's see, black over here. We're going to get a white brush. Let's keep it at like 50, just so we can kind of slowly add it to the skin. And let's just see if this works. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, let's look at the before and after. Click on the eyeball. So that looks good. Let's flatten that. And then one thing you can do with the under his eye, Control J. Let's see. Get the patch tool. And just kind of highlight the purpleness. And then scooch it down. We've got a little line right here. But we don't want him to not have any under there. So, and then don't get his lashes. Make sure you don't get his lashes. Okay, so let's do before and after. Now take the opacity up here, and we're just going to lower it where it starts to, so maybe we'll put it at like 22. Just lightens up. Let's flatten that. I'm going to do Control J just so I can show you. Another thing I do sometimes is I'll put it really low, like at, let's just say 23. I will sample right next to it and just paint it just a tiny bit, because you don't want it to look totally fake and yucky. Sample right next to the under eye color. Just do a couple clicks. Okay, so look at this. Before, after. And again, I lower the opacity, like, let's just say like 50. Yeah. That looks good. This kid's adorable. All right, I'm going to just flatten that. And I think that's probably where I would stop. I'm not a fan of boogers, but I am a fan of just, like, I would not run portraiture or something to make him look plastic. I love little kids, just the kind of like blotchy skin and, just capturing who they are in real life. So anyway, I hope this helped. I hope this is what you were looking for. And thank you.